I used to pee sitting down. Then, I became better. I used to be a beta male. Then I became better. I used to idolize Nick Jonas as a guitar player. Then I became better. I used to not use Guitario. Then I became better. You get it? I became better. Get it? Guitario is hosting their 26-week course called Technique Made Easy. Every week, expert Nate Savage will drop a hot, fresh lesson video with specific assignments for students to complete. No matter how good of a guitar player you're at, there is an assignment to match your skill level. Nate will personally answer all questions left on the video, and if you ever want to go back and take a refresher on any of these lessons, you will have lifetime access to all of the lessons. Sign up at guitario.com/become-better. Signups end July 31st, so go on over there and sign up before you cannot become better! Hey guys, it is Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to another Song Suggestion Friday. Very sorry I look like a slob right now. I am in my gym clothes, pardon me. You'll get to see every contour of the snob gut this time, while I'm not covering it with my notes. I am going to see Bone Thugs and Harmony this evening, so I am on a very tight schedule, so I basically had to do this before I did anything else. This is the show where you put your suggestions in the comment section of the current Song Suggestion Friday video. I take 5 of your suggestions from the comments, and they go into Song Suggestion Friday for the following week. Patrons of $10 or more can send their suggestions directly to me, and those suggestions go into a poll. Patrons of $5 or more a month vote on that poll, and the top 3 from that poll go into Song Suggestion Friday. The last 2 songs for Song Suggestion Friday, I picked myself from the $10 patron suggestions. I listen to these 10 songs, I give you my feedback, my opinion, I grade them on a plus sign, equal sign, minus sign of whether or not I would actively seek that song out again. Does not mean it's a good or bad song based upon whether or not I would actively seek the song out again. I have heard Stairway to Heaven a billion times and will continue to hear it another billion times. Even though it is a wonderful song, I don't need to listen to it again, so it would get an equal sign. If you would like me to critique one of your own songs that you have done, you can email me at becomethenight@gmail.com and I will email you back with details of what to do. There is also a Reddit page. I will do my best to remember to put a link down here in the description for our little subreddit community and everything. I am not a usual Reddit user, so you guys will have to figure those out for yourselves. Let's begin. Bombfood by Artillery. Reminiscent of the Iron Maiden guitar tones. Not quite the same, but similar. Got a cool intro, feels very classic metal. The bass isn't too present in the mix. I wish they could have brought that up a little more, maybe a little bit more low end, just a little more warmth. There's a decent dynamic throughout the song. Some cool riffs. The melody for both the vocals and the guitars is a little basic. The note selection and rhythm are kind of boring. The phrasing all around feels rudimentary. The singer is very good, but the vibrato is a little strong for my tastes. First guitar solo is disappointing, especially contrasted against the cool riffs that they've done. I was expecting some really good lead work, and the lead work, while I guess technically sound, like again, very rudimentary. At 226, there's a fucking cool riff right there. Production for this genre in the 1990s is not very good. It's not terrible, just not very good. I can tell everything is recorded pretty clearly for the period. I think it's just mixing. That's what happens when you listen to a bunch of guys who are underground and have low production value and you think that that's a good sound. You tend to try and emulate that. I was the same way. The second guitar solo is better, but still disappointing. I can tell, at least from this song, these guys do not sound like they're very good at writing melodies. Total grade for this song, equal sign. Anchor by Rob Scallon. There's really not a whole lot to say about this song, so I'm gonna keep this brief. I love the guitar tone. The mix on the guitar was pretty damn good. 2 things I would do differently. I think there was a bit of a cut at 4K, and I'm not sure if that was a mixing thing or if that's how he had it going into recording. It's kind of like when you're recording or mixing your bass, and I do it with like a pick, and you have active pickups, and you get a shit ton of pick noise right at 4K. It's kind of felt that coming through at parts. Another thing I would have done differently is back off on the delay a little bit. When he starts pausing at some parts, it's like a and it's not terrible, it's just a personal taste thing. The articulation in his playing is really nice. It was very calming, felt pleasing. The harmonics throughout are a great touch. There is a pretty strong signal noise throughout, and I'm not sure what that's coming from. The song is just guitar, and it still has a lot of low end and a percussiveness, so well written, Rob. Love the phrasing on the melody throughout. Song's just very chill, very positive. relaxing, pretty. Not much else to say. It's a cool song. It's worth a listen. Total grade for this song, equal sign. Highly Strung by Orianthi. Love the tempo of the song. Great riff. Love the call and response leads throughout the song between her and Steve Vai. The tones and articulation are very similar. Mix is solid. The drums could have actually come up a little bit in the mix though, just the drums themselves. The cymbals are at a good loudness. The bass is present enough, it just needs to hold shit down, and it's doing that perfectly. She has some cool phrasing. You can definitely tell she is very influenced by Steve Vai. Between the chord progressions and the chord choices that she has, and just like the phrasing of her melodies and her articulation. Kind of feels like a mini female Steve Vai clone, at least in this song. It's a rockin' song. There's really not a whole lot to say here. There was good lead work, but I just really wasn't wowed by anyone in this song, even Vai. The composition is solid, and I like what they were trying to do, but if you're gonna do like a dueling guitar thing with Steve Vai, like let's try and fucking knock it out the box, you know? I would really love to hear her play like a tasty, soulful track. I think she'd do really well there. Total grade for this song, equal sign. It's All Tears by KHIM. Super fuzzy guitar at some parts. Other parts it feels very scooped. And I'm not sure if that's just because when it's palm muted, you get more of that scooped tone, and when it's open, you get more of the fuzz tone. Not sure what's going on. It's kind of cool, but the palm muted part is so scooped that I kind of hate that tone. They have like these recurring, really deep vocals throughout the song. Those are actually cool. They have some cool melodies in the song. Normal vocals are okay. His voice is kind of garbage, especially the way that he's like attacking it, but it works for the song. It goes along with like this gross, loose, ugly vibe that they're making. Composition is decent. Arrangement is better than the composition. It definitely has a personality and a defined sonic identity. I don't know, there's something missing to me. It's still, while mixing things up and having a good sonic picture, there's a blandness that wasn't overcome. I don't hear that sonic X factor. Maybe it's the perspective of me being in this time listening to it now, you know, as opposed to back then. Drums are fitting. All the parts are really quite simple. They work together well. The bridge was mostly noise with drums, a little disappointing. Song altogether is just not very remarkable to me. It's not terrible, it's not really boring, just not exciting. Total grade for this song, equal sign. Jumpsuit by 21 Pilots. Nice dirty guitar. Fuzzy as fuck bass. Got a cool main groove. Feel change at the verse is really nice, kind of does like a halftime type of thing. The vocals are that modern poppy indie sound that I hate, but he does it very well and fits great with the song. The drums throughout this song, especially in the verses, are very interesting. They are never overly complicated, but they keep changing slightly or even just changing feel. And really cool choice. It breaks up the monotony significantly, and I dig that. Production is really good. Very dynamic sonic picture. The drums sound dirty, almost like a hip-hop mix, quite squashed. The bass tone is very compressed, but it feels great. The bridge melody is actually quite good and probably the best melody in this song. The ending is nice and big, and the screaming is on point. Total grade for this song, plus sign. Dawn of Descent by Oceano. It's a weird effect on the clean guitar in the intro, and it kind of goes in and out throughout the song. I dig it. It's kind of like a modulator or something, or whatever harmonies are going on are slightly out of tune. Oh my god, pig squeals. I do not like pig squeals. I can never take them seriously. I'll initially laugh, but then if I have an entire song of it, like I'll hurt myself. As for the genre, you get huge tone out of the guitars and bass. Problem is, it's so saturated that you can't figure out what the fuck they're doing. It's all muddy as hell. Particularly at the more djenty parts, if you will. Cool rhythm changes throughout. The drummer is insanely tight. Very talented guy. Lots of changes too. At 145 and different select parts throughout the song, that has to be a sampled kick. No one's gonna get that much velocity out of a kick at that speed, or even two kicks, don't care. At 217, he does that super fast double kick thing again, and I wish the drummer would have done something more groove-oriented towards what the riff was doing. The guitar riff would have been way better. That was kind of lame. Production for the genre is good. It's super fucking muddy, but that's less to do with the production and a lot more to do with what's going into the damn preamps before it ever hits the fucking recording software. I'm not a fan of that, by the way. I'm giving it this grade only because I hate the vocals. Total grade for this song, minus sign. Drumhead Trial by Protest the Hero. Wow, lots of shit going on in this one. The guitar parts are insane. I have no idea how you write something like that, let alone remember. It's kind of like tech prog hard rock. Love the vocals. Reminds me of a blend of Claudio Sanchez and Spencer Sotelo. The drums are actually mostly the same beat up to about 136. And it's actually good that it does that because it gives the guitars opportunities to weave in and out of it rhythmically. It was a really cool choice. And then at 136, we get a field change, which is excellent. The dovetail guitar solo, dope as fuck. Love the notes they chose, love the rhythms they chose. And then harmonizing out of that solo, great way to end it. All of the melodies and counter melodies in this song are on point. Vocal delivery is excellent. Production's on point. Everything is very clear, super dry. So, I mean, if they make a mistake, you're gonna hear it. It's all very upfront in your face. Great balanced mix as well. At 308, the counterpoint between the guitars is awesome. Really cool song. Total grade for this song, plus sign. 2001, A Space Odyssey. Not sure who wrote it. Perfect example of using a broad range of dynamic. Great and very simple melody. Always love the ritardando of the timpani before they restate the melody. Chord changes in this song, not complicated. Very well voiced for orchestra. Each instrument is placed and moves exactly where it needs to be. Possibly the definition of an epic song. Never noticed the organ in this song before. Once everything drops out, keeps holding that chord for a little bit. Also, they picked the perfect places for rhythmic accents throughout the song. Like, it feels great, man. Very short tune that changed how people compose for orchestras and movie scores ever since. Total grade for this song, plus sign. All right, I'm gonna have to read this one off the paper. La Poderosa Muerte by Los Jaivas. Cool traditional flute that kind of starts us out and works its way through the song. Piano fades in gently. Nice compliment to that flute. Only complaint about the piano, I can tell it's fake. Love the bounce between the minor 1 and major 6. Well-phrased melody, very pleasant yet somehow melancholy. For 1981, this production is much better than expected. At 210, the vocals come in and they are very Hispanic. All these guys have great voices, just I don't know how to take it. Drums are recorded very well, though they are obnoxiously dry. Definitely could have put a room mic somewhere. Cool drum parts though. The composition throughout is pretty simple, but the arrangement is great. They start mixing things up later in the song. At 341, they have this piano thing doing these fourths. It kind of sounds Asian in nature, actually, like the stereotype of Asian, if you know what I mean. And that needs to be played gentler or at a lower octave because it's overwhelming and distracting from the vocals. The synth effects throughout this song, absolutely 80s. Song feels quite inspired by psychedelic rock. Didn't even notice the bass guitar come in. Plays some good stuff, feels nice and warm, good tone. There is a ton of dynamic in this song. Very well written and executed. Even though I'd never think to choose this song, I have a weird affinity for it. You can just tell there was a ton of heart put into this one. Total grade for this song, plus sign. The Garden of Earthly Delights by Apocalypse Orchestra. Love the cello swell-in. Oh, bagpipes. Cool. Digging the intro so far, kind of easing us into how the song's gonna be. And then at 1 minute, our drums and guitar come in, as expected. Vocals are cool, like a traditional Celtic melody going on. Kind of reminds me of the dwarves singing their ancient songs from Lord of the Rings. The guitar riffs are pretty cool, simple but tasty, and they contrast well against the melody. Bagpipes are not annoying, and actually have pretty good phrasing and a cool melody. The song is 8 minutes long, because they played at the speed of molasses going down bark. If you played this at beer hall song speed, it'd be 4 minutes. I know they're trying to go for that epic feel at that speed, and I get it. Production is great, super clear, good mix, well-rounded tones, and there's definitely a solid fusion of metal in this song. You can tell that it's not just like distorted guitars playing Celtic shit. They're actually playing metal riffs, but they're blending it very well. Altogether a cool song, probably a little long, but not annoying. Total grade for this song, equal sign. My first suggestion for you this week is a horse called Golgotha by Baroness. This is off of their Blue album. This is where they toned it back from the Red album and focused a little more on, I'm not even sure what, just being weird. Production on this song is not very good. I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't know, there's just something about the heart of this song, and I really, really like the composition and the filthiness of how they played it. It's a cool song, kind of proggy, kind of fuzzy stoner metal-y, but not like, it's not big open chord stoner metal-y. It's very fast paced and there's lots going on. Oh, and the rhythm on the drums is fucking great throughout. My next suggestion for you this week, and you've probably already listened to it before, The Duel by Metalocalypse. This is supposed to be the origin story of how Toki joined the band and he had the duel with Squizgar. It's like the epitome of metal. Just go check it out. My last suggestion for you this week is Runaround Sue by Dion. I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard this song before. It's an example of a rock song that doesn't have a guitar, that's also pop, that's written very well. Technically it's doo-wop, although I kind of shoehorn that into a subgenre of rock and roll. Great melody, excellent vocal execution. Stupid, simple song of a poor motherfucker who had his heart broken by a slut. That is it for Song Suggestion Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your suggestions in the comment section. One suggestion per person, please. If you would like to up your chances of getting your suggestions into the show, please pledge to me on Patreon. $10 or more a month, you can send those in. Or if you want more choice, you can pledge $5 or more a month and go to the poll. Again, I do paid song critiques. If you want to email me with songs that you have done, becomethenight@gmail.com. You can also tip me by PayPal or Bitcoin. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, @BecomeTheNight. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on!